So,
What letter is this?
Q.
Q. This is indeed a Q.
All right. And welcome to the Patriot Hour for January 1st, 2019. It is a new year that we're in, folks. Welcome. Again, if you're new to the channel, all the people that have been here for the last going on a year, welcome back. All of the newbies, welcome to the Patriot Hour. If you're following along, what a great time to be here. I wanted to say a few things before we get into an interesting article here. Fellow Patriots, moving forward in 2019, we have got to understand there's a couple storylines here, all right? Thought about this, and I just wanted to wrap this up for everybody as we move forward. There are two storylines, and if you have done any of your research before anything going on in the last couple of years, you would have got to a story of what we like to call the NWO, the Luciferian idea, Agenda 21, basically a one world government, one world religion, one world money, Depop, martial law. So that is probably all very true, all right? As hard as it is to find any factual, literal articles or any timelines on any of that, because we could all agree we're still free. We are not under martial law. We haven't really gotten to these final stages, so it hasn't happened yet. Can we say that we agree on that? Probably. So that is one storyline you can follow. And if you know all about that, basically you know their plan, but it hasn't happened yet. But you have somehow latched on and understand their plan. It's out there in the open for everyone to know. So now that you know it, but it hasn't happened yet, you're just sitting there waiting for it. You could sit back, know all about it, and now wait. And then prep and wait for martial law to come and be inflicted on you. Or there's another storyline. You can basically stand up and say no. You could basically say not on my watch and do something, right? That's a whole other storyline, folks. Is feasible or a reality that it could come, but it isn't here yet. We also can probably stop it. How? Well, it would take a lot of people waking up, knowing what was to happen and understanding that that could happen. But then what? Do you stop there once you know it and understand it and just maybe have a channel on telling people that it's coming and just get ready for it? Or do you say, hey, we could put a fork in this plan? It's like if you're on watch in the military. Let's, for a broad example, let's say you're on the fantail of an aircraft carrier, a ship in the Navy, and your job is with binoculars to be looking out. And maybe before all the electronics and technical stuff, right? Let's make this real simple. And you literally, with your binoculars, see a fighter enemy jet coming in. Do you sit there and watch it the whole time as it gets closer and closer, and then you could even see the bottom of it open up and a bomb drops, and you're watching it with your binoculars as the bomb comes and hits you? Or the minute you see it, do you turn around and start telling people, hey, incoming, da-da-da, and you got a chance to maybe knock it out of the sky? So think about that as we move forward. You could help stand up, stop it, say not on my watch. It's our God-given right to. So as much as people have found paperwork and literature and things bringing you to the story, we also have things on our own Declaration of Independence, our Constitution. Folks, we still, we're not disarmed. We're not under martial law. We have freedoms. So evidently, the plan that everyone knows about already, it's like knowing your enemy's next move, but yet we're just going to sit and wait for it because there's no stopping it. That's when people tell you that, that's them telling you they don't know how, and they're in fear. They're fearful. That's basically without them having to say it, because they don't even know it. They're just projecting outward like, what you need to do is get ready to run to the hill. No. I fought long and hard for what I have to provide for my family. my house where I'm at. I'm not running away from nothing. It's not what we do. Fork in the road. Is it possible? Or do we have no chance? Oh, I think if we get enough people saying that we don't have a chance and just lay down and wait for something, that's what probably happens. So just think about that. And you're not wrong to look into all this stuff. It's part of the process. You have to know it. Do you stop there? Or do you come forward? Folks, this is bigger than Q. You don't need that. You just need to do all the research and know where you stand. If you know the enemy's plan, it's already been laid out. Somehow we are all able to figure it out on the internet and books and people that have descended out of all these different agencies and all these different secret societies. I mean, again, we like to point to people's past, but at one point, most of these people have been they were partaking in the government things, they were partaking in the New World Order things, but they've left and they gave us books, they gave us notes, they gave us articles. We take that to be we don't think, I can't trust anything that guy says. He was part of the system before, but then at one point he had a something inside of him to move forward. That happens with all of us. Look at our own past, look at our own lives. So moving forward, what do you want to happen? If there was a fork in the road, do we just go this way? This will dictate how history gets written for our future in the books. It's not written yet. All right? So do your own research, come to your own conclusions after you look at all the facts, after you know the whole story. Operation Disclosure report here from today, January 1st. Make this a little bigger. Operation Disclosure, January 1st. Disclaimer: the following is an overview of the current situation based on intelligence leaks received from several sources, which may or may not be fully accurate, folks. Other confirmed sources may also be included in this overview. Multiple sources are claiming that the indictment for HRC has been served. Other than a very old kind of bogus indictment that we all know now that had surfaced a little bit, and I actually went over that back in April. I believe we can go look it, but it's still up. I never took it down, but it was back in April on my channel, that same indictment. And even back then, I took a lot of crap in the comments. I just, again, was reading it. It came about. Maybe I did delete it, but I don't know. But yeah, that's one way I've heard. So I don't know if there's any other sort, but multiple. Okay, we got multiple. Significant progress on the push to end the Fed is expected this month. Multiple sources are remaining silent on the U.S.-based alert of the Earth Alliance preps for the push. Watch as the Fed becomes a popular keyword throughout January. The Federal Reserve's charter was revoked in 2012. Therefore, all printed currency since 2012 is considered counterfeit. The Federal Reserve Bank has been committing fraud since it was founded. Many government agencies and organizations will be tried for treason, both financially and politically. The Fed holds most of the structural integrity of the cabal's house of cards. The cabal relies on the Fed to fund their agenda. Once the Fed is either gone or usurped by Trump, the rest of the cards will collapse. All right, the house of cards will collapse. Everything will be blown out of the water. The timing of the RV event remains dependent on the outcome of certain events. All right, the source for this was Operation Disclosure. Happy New Year. If we all push, 2019 will see final victory against the Khazarian Mafia. Not only have mass arrests begun, but the mass murdering part of the pharmaceutical medical establishment is finally being taken out as well. Another obvious sign it is no longer business as usual from the fact that the Looks like it's a video. Is it? See if we get to this, if this is an article. Okay, here we go. It's by Benjamin Fulford, White Dragon Society. Many signs indicate that 2019 will be a breakthrough year in a battle against the Satan-worshipping Khazarian mafia. Not only have mass arrests begun, but the mass murdering part of the pharmaceutical medical establishment is finally being taken out as well. Another sign it is not no longer business as usual when it comes to the fact that the U.S. military is being withdrawn from Syria, Afghanistan, Iraq, and elsewhere. And this time the U.S. government shutdown may actually result in a formal bankruptcy procedures against the illegal corporate government that occupied Washington, D.C. since 1871. Let's start with the U.S. military withdrawals, since they mark one of the biggest changes since the end of World War II, when the perpetual war economy of the U.S. military-industrial complex began. Pentagon sources say U.S. President Donald Trump's Christmas Day visit to Iraq portends a pullout from that country. This follows withdrawal announcements from Afghanistan and Syria, as well as ceasefire in Yemen. We also note that almost all the U.S. carrier groups are now at rest in their home ports. Even more dramatically, the sources say Acting Defense Secretary Patrick Shanahan's mission will be to bring out in public view the Space Force, bring troops home, release extraterrestrial and suppress technology, close bases, overseas bases, beat swords into plowshares and cut waste, while building a more lethal military. This means peace on earth and goodwill to all in very real sense this holiday season. The Pentagon sources say the long U.S. government shutdown makes it easy to arrest deep state embedded in the government. Furthermore, the first senior official to be publicly tried in Nuremberg 2.0 will be... Oh, got to log in to read the rest of that article, and I'm not a member. So you guys can read the rest of that article, because I'll leave the link down below if you want to log in and register. Pretty interesting tidbit of the article there so far. All right, again, just wanted to bring you them updates. Plan on doing a few more other videos throughout the day today. Any breaking news. All right, and nothing new on any of the other fronts. So, folks, again, we encourage you always to do all your research, listen to everybody, read everything you can, but believe none of it until you can verify it by your own research, by your own just due diligence, however that works for you. Everyone is different, and what sets with you right you'd only know how that works. All right. And in this movement, the biggest thing is you learning, and then once you understand everything, you can help others understand. That's the biggest thing. All right. Bringing light to the dark. That's one way you could always look at that. All right. Because once somebody learns something, you can never unlearn it. It sticks with you and you remember it. Again, think how powerful it is if we knew and applied all their lies. When they're up there debating on simply something as the wall, when we know it's really about trafficking, human trafficking of kids, adults, drugged. They're in the sex trades. Then you got the deadly doses of fentanyl. I mean, this is just one little issue, and a wall can help that. Everyone's, they'll just go over it or under it. Well, they'd be doing that now. They go to areas where there is no wall or fence. Not everyone can do the tunnel. Everyone's like, well, they'll just start flying. Well, everyone would be flying now. Why would people be making dangerous treks through these deserts to make it? And half of them, lots of them don't. They die along the way. There's planes now, so not all of them can fly. These are rebuttals from, and it's not a left or right thing. That's what this is a right and wrong. Not everyone on the left is bad. Not everyone on the right is bad. It is what is considered the deep state, people that have blackmail over them, people that have been complicit in very, very bad things. It's very simple. Some of them, as simple as something they've done in their personal lives, gets held over them. They've had an affair on their wife, and that would destroy their life and their kids. So that is so important to them that they'll do a couple of dirty deeds to make sure that doesn't come out to them, to the public. That's as simple as it is. All right, it's leverage over people. That's how the system works. It's a system of blackmail, dirt. Certain people are very good at getting dirt on everybody. That is their whole mission and job. So keep that all in mind as we move forward. And again, we're going to keep going over things that will keep you in tune, keep you where you need to be. Never get pigeonholed. Always use discernment. And again, you'll get better at understanding the truth as long as you keep doing all your good hard work and research. It's going to take you on your own. Channels can help. Other things can help. Books, good articles, and the people that have left out of these communities and are talking. There's lots of them, folks. A lot of them aren't around anymore. But again, a lot of that information is kind of outdated at this point. It's always was telling a story of where we were leading up to. So of course you can't just stop and dwell and then get to the point where you think there's nothing you can do. That's what some people would like for you to believe. And then that's the mission. So, all right. Again, I'm Mike, Patriot Hour. God bless, Godspeed each and every one of you worldwide. And we'll see you back here real soon on the next Patriot Hour update video.